I even hear like globe earthers are trying to explain like when you see the sun and the
There we go.
moon. I think
How we going, people?
Hey, how you doing, brother? How you doing?
Thanks, man. Thank you very much for the link.
No problem, no problem. So, you want to bring something to the table, or your globe Earth, flat Earth?
I'm one of the first. I don't mean to be like a showboat right now, a show pony, but I'm one of the first flat earthers.
Oh God,
Wow.
we got famous people
You were born
on the panel.
You were born like a few thousand
No,
years
he's
ago.
saying he was born with the information and knowledge of the flat
No, no,
Earth.
no, no. I'm not saying that. I didn't say that either. I was saying, like, if you can let me explain, like, the internet is only a very new platform, really, the internet. And YouTube itself is only a very new platform itself, too. And Big L, the guy here that I had to unblock just to make sure that I could join the call and talk, Big L, the guy in the call, he can verify this as well, that I've been a flat earther since, like, 2011, 2012. All right, I've been around watching all this occur, watching everything here occur, watching how NASA has corrupted people into going back and forth. I've watched how there's certain media companies now that employ trolls to come out and pretend that they're flat earthers and derail the topic into whatever they want. I've watched how religious figures have done the same thing as companies like NASA. So I'm just here as what would I call a realist. You know, I don't know what shape the Earth is, but I don't believe that it's a spherical, an oblate spheroid that spins at 1,000 miles an hour.
What about a pear shape?
If you can let me go, then you would understand how far I've actually got. So, I don't believe the Earth is an oblate spheroid that spins at 1,000 miles an hour on a 7 to 9 degree elliptic on a heliocentric model that spins around the sun. And the sun is then catapulting through the universe. You know, like this concept doesn't mean anything. That's all a bunch of numbers, all a bunch of equations that cannot be verified. All right, it's all a bunch of hearsay, and any type of an equation like that needs to have the outstanding claim of proof. So if I was to say that I'm a magician and I can turn rain into gold, then I need to prove myself right. Well, these people that say that the Earth is an oblate spheroid and a ball, they need to prove their facts, and the proof is actually to compel the mind to assert something is true, and they have not done that. That's what I'm at.
Awesome. Where are you from?
I'm from
Australia?
Sydney, Australia.
That's what I
You're
detected.
upside down.
You're really smart.
Apparently, that's right. I'm apparently supposed to be upside down. So when we're speaking right now, I'm supposed to be the guy that's upside down, sitting on this ball that they say is a ball. Mm-hmm. I'm supposed to be upside down, but yet I'm eating a meat pie, and I feel like I'm right side up.
I want to know why we don't have why we don't have no satellite images of people walking upside down. I just don't get it. Why we can't do that?
Well, satellites don't exist. Satellites don't exist for one. Satellites don't exist for one. And I've already been around for years, and I've already disproven that theory, and I don't know why it's still going on. Like I've said, I've been around since 2011, 2012, trying to like put out the claims that the Earth is not round like they tell us. And I've already said that back then, 4 or 5 years ago, that satellites don't exist. And the way that I can explain it is there's no way to keep them in the air. They would need fuel the whole time to keep them in the air.
Yeah, but
They're not in space. They're not in space, so they would tell us, they'll tell us, obviously, like if you go to NASA and they say it's not in space, well then therefore if it's not in space, it would need a fuel source to keep it up in the air, so then either it's an inflatable balloon that's constantly being like coming back down to Earth and being re-inflated and then going back up, or it's not a satellite. Otherwise, what we're viewing is something else.
Yeah, CGI.
Yeah, exactly. Really,
CGI.
that's exactly what it is.
That's all they got. Like I always ask the question, why one satellite don't capture another satellite? I mean, we got tens of thousands of them apparently. So why we don't have video footage of some of these satellites from one of them? They seem to never bump into each other for some odd reason.
Especially when they say that the ISS is streaming 24/7. So if you go right now, I don't even need to search. The bad thing about this is I don't even need to search flat Earth. I just need to search Earth, and then they come up with all these live streams that are on there, and they say that they're showing the Earth rotating from the ISS.
You know why?
But
They
yet
trying
none
to
of these-
You know what they're doing? I'm gonna tell you what they're doing. They're trying to overshadow flat Earth information. That's why when you type in flat Earth,
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know that. But the point, what you just said, is none of none of that footage shows another satellite.
It doesn't.
None of that footage ever shows. I could watch that for fucking 62 hours. I could watch that for 122 hours. I could watch that from 2012 when I first woke up, 2011, 2012, to right now, and I still have not seen a single satellite in their footage.
I think I have the answer to that. They've discovered invisible technology where the satellites are invisible. I'm teasing.
Basic use of satellites just make it not real because if you really pay attention on,
yeah, somebody got an echo. Somebody got an echo. I don't know where it's coming from though.
Is that me?
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
the YouTube. If you got the video up at the same time as you on live, it's going.
No, don't. Yeah, but my microphone's like studio microphone, so it might be me. But one thing I'd like to add is a lot of people like to sit there and talk about this flat Earth, and I know I'm very skeptical of what they've told us the Earth is and whatnot. But there's one thing that I'd like to address is the fact that people say that the Earth is flat, and then we talk about a company like NASA that's given billions and billions of dollars, and then we like to say that there is no people that would be employed to be on these particular shows to derail them, to make sure that there's no type of real transgression. There's no type of real communication, if you understand what I'm saying. Yeah. That's one thing I've learned along the lines of being here the whole time that I've been here from 2011 to now. I'm banned from most of the Flat Earth shows because every time I go to them, I call them out and I say, well, this person and this person and this person and this person, they look like they are trying to make a cult out of this. And I'm allowed to think what I want, and I don't want to tell you what you have to feel or think. That's not what I'm here for. So if you were to turn around today and say to me, you have to think that the Earth is flat, I would turn around and say, fuck you. And I don't mean to be like, I don't mean to swear or anything on your show, but that's what I would say is you can't tell me what to think. If they teach me something that makes me think that the Earth is round tomorrow and my head turns around and says that that's true, then that's what I am compelled to think. I shouldn't be made to think anything. And most of these new so-called flat earthers, all right, so I don't mean to like cause a friction in here, but there's a lot of people out here that pretend they're flat earthers that aren't flat earthers. And when I say that, I mean that NASA is employed to pay people to keep their script secret. So they will do whatever it takes, whether it be play the controlled opposition or not.
True that.
And I just want you, the owner of this show, because you seem very smart, I want you to realize that there is controlled opposition. Controlled. So they're going to play your part. You seem like you're awake and you know what's going on, dude, and you know that you're being tricked. Well, watch out for the people that pretend.
I have to cut you off. I have to cut you off because you've caused more division in Flat Earth than anybody else, if you want to be honest.
Yeah, and I deserve to cause more division in Flat Earth than anybody else because I've been here since the start, and I've watched people like Mark Sargent. Look at his last name, Mark Sargent. Who do you think is going to control the narrative for this so-called Flat Earth? The military. Yeah, the military are the ones that control the underwater cables because there's no such thing as satellites. There's no such thing as satellites.
Let him talk. Go ahead, bro.
It's okay.
There is no such thing as satellites. There's no such thing as satellites. So then therefore, all right, what we think are how we're being connected right now. We're being told that we're being connected by satellites and all these other things. Well, no, it's underwater cables. All right, it's underwater cables, and it's under. There's a lot of other things that are being into play. Radar dishes and underwater cables. Well,
all right, then let's stick to the facts.
All right, somebody have to mute their video because I'm hearing the echo. Somebody have to mute their video. If you're playing the YouTube video, mute it.
Let's stick to the facts and let's not be calling people out. How's about we stick to the facts?
But that's the point of this. Is you're supposed to call people out.
No, you're not supposed to call people out because there's opposition everywhere.
We're all at different levels of.
They gonna show themselves regardless.
Exactly.
So even if they agree up to you 100%, the fact of them being a shield or being the opposition or whatever you want to call it, that's gonna show at the end. So why would you worry about what they really are if they agreeing with you the whole way? Just like Jesus. Look at Judas. He was with him the whole way, but at the end of the day, what he do? He sold him out.
Yeah.
He believed everything Jesus believed. He told him he was gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? So why would you start it?
I'm trying to be true to me. Then I'm trying to be true to me is where I've said that I'm going to call these people out for what I say them as.
Listen, dude. Listen.
True to you. You don't have to be true to other people.
I understand that. Yeah, and I do understand that. True to me is not true to other people. I understand that concept, Robert. And I do understand that. You know what I mean? That's
Look. Listen, whether you think Mark Sargent, Eric Bay, and all these people are shills, even as so-called shills, they drop gems here and there. So really, you just got to take the information, forget who they are, take the information, and stop looking for a leader of flat Earth. There's no leaders here. It's a community, I guess you can call it, but there's no leader.
Everybody,
Yeah, that's what I want.
everybody's a
what
leader.
I mean. That's why I asked to join this
Yes,
show, because this
exactly.
guy hasn't banned people. I haven't seen him ban people. I haven't seen him try to take a pedestal. But the people that you're referring to, if you watch their shows, if you say anything outside their paradigm, they will ban and block you. And that's why I've asked to join this show, to make sure that the owner of this show is aware that be careful, because like they will try to suppress you because they want to make money off this.
All right.
This is a money-making scheme, man. And this is a money-making scheme. If it's the truth, whether it's the truth or not, it compels people's minds.
Hold on, let the man listen. Let the man say his piece, and then you counter what he's saying when he's done, because I want to hear what he's saying. Go ahead, brother.
That's what I'm trying to say. Is like, this is a money-making scheme. These people are trying to make money off this. They're trying to do whatever they can, whether it be true or false. They're trying to make money off it. I've watched your show. I've watched you, and I've watched other videos that you've made, and you seem like a very truthful person. And I'm trying to say, like, what I've seen in other people, they don't care about the truth that comes out of this. They care about the money that they can make. They care about the audience that they can get out of this. They care about how many views they get per video.
Okay, do you think people should be compensated for the work?
Beg your pardon?
Do you think people should be compensated for the work?
No. Like, if I'm talking the truth, I don't expect any compensation. Like I've said, and you should know this, Big L. I've been here since 2011 talking about flat Earth. So if anybody deserves compensation, I don't mean to be rude, but it should be me, and I don't want any compensation. I'm talking about the fact that people should be given the truth. They should be given the truth. This should be an automatic. This should be an automatic. Whether it's, you know what I mean? Like this, you shouldn't turn around and tell somebody that the truth is this when you don't even know if that's the truth. You should be truthful enough to tell them what you know is true, whether it be flat, round, whatever it is. You should be truthful in yourself to say this is what it is.
So what is your truth? What have you found out?
That's it. The only one that can say.
Well, I found that I don't know what it is, and I know that NASA is corrupt. And we shouldn't believe companies like NASA, but I don't know what shape the Earth is. I don't believe that it's an oblate spheroid. I believe something along the lines of we're in a dome of some type, but I can't verify that. I can't tell you for 100% that that's true. But you know what I mean? Like, that's what I mean, is I'm not going to turn around and say, you have to believe that we're in a dome, but I can't, you know.
Quick question. Have you read the books from
Yep.
Admiral Byrd?
Exactly.
I've seen the videos from Admiral Byrd.
Okay. Have you read the book Beyond the Poles?
No, I haven't read the book.
All right. Have you read the book from?
I would have heard.
What's his name? General. What's the name? Something Picard. What's the guy's name? Picard.
Admiral. I think it's Admiral or something like that. Picard.
I think it was a General Picard, if I'm not mistaken. Admiral Byrd went to Antarctica.
Yeah, Admiral Byrd went to Antarctica, and then he said that he's seen other lands upon the lands, and that there was another land that had more minerals and whatnot. Yeah, I've heard the story about that.
Though? You said no about that. All right,
I haven't read the book, but I've heard the.
Have you read Picard's book?
No, I haven't. I haven't read the book, but I've heard the hearsay.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm not going to lie to you and say that I've read the book, but I've heard the hearsay that comes along with it. You know, you hear all these stories about Admiral Byrd going to Antarctica and then finding another land beyond Antarctica. Then he come back and he said that there's more minerals and it's more flourishable. And then they apparently say that these lands have been suppressed from us, so then they can keep the land. The so-called elite. I've heard all of these stories. Like I've been around for a long time now, looking into this.
So why have you never read his book? Because his book is really profound.
Because books are just like the Bible, and I've read the Bible like 1,000 times now, and that's the one book that I'm really interested in, because it's apparently the first book written by man in hypotheses. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, and I'm trying to figure out why that book was written in the first place.
You said the Bible was the first book written by man?
One of the first books. Well, yeah, one of the first books.
No way.
Been here thousands of years.
What would be the first book? Well, what would be the first book in your opinion?
We can't.
The Book of the Dead is older than that.
The Book of the Dead, did you say?
The Book of the Dead is older than that.
Well, what does that contain? That contains similar stories to the Anunnaki and the Nephilim, right? The Book of the Dead talks about the Anunnaki and the Nephilim, right?
Yeah.
What about older civilizations?
So that you're talking about giants and reptilian shapeshifters.
No. Now,
well, the Anunnaki is represented
this, but they talk about the Philistines right there.
Exactly. The Anunnaki just go more in depth.
How
Well,
could
the
you talk
Anunnaki
about
is
the
supposed to be
Bible
the shape
with the
of the world.
Philistines, with giants, and there's no giants in the Bible when the Philistines didn't David kill Goliath? Isn't that the giant right there?
And that's after the flood. That's post-flood.
Come on, man, yo, why would you
But
bring up
you
the
got to talk
Bible?
about Cain and Abel right there. Like, see, when you read the Bible, you got to figure out who wrote the Bible.
I did read the Bible. I did read Bible.
Who wrote the Bible? I know, yeah, but I'm not saying that you haven't. But I'm saying who wrote the Bible.
Man,
There's a bunch of people that wrote the Bible.
man wrote the Bible.
Well, yeah, man wrote the Bible, and that's what I agree with. I would agree that man wrote the Bible, but when you look into the Bible and you look at the figures that are talked about in the start of the Bible, you've got Adam and Eve. They don't really make sense as the people that are writing the Bible, but then you've got Cain and Abel, the two brothers. Yeah, correct.
Yeah, but you know
All
they
right,
also.
so then, if I'm talking about the Bible and I'm talking about who wrote the Bible, I've got Cain and Abel. All right, Cain can be represented as a bear, and Abel can be represented as a bull. So if I'm going to write the Bible, then what would I name the bull? A Bible. So in my opinion, this is only my opinion. I'm not trying to dictate to anybody, but I'm saying that a bull wrote the book in a reference to try and enslave Cain's bloodline. And if you look at that, it says that he made the right sacrifice, and the right sacrifice was meats. All right, because Cain apparently sacrificed vegetation to the Lord, and he wasn't recognized. And then a bull sacrificed flocks of his own kind, and he was apparently recognized. And I think that's the lie right there. So who wrote the Bible? I think a bull. And then you're going to tell me, because if you've read the scripture, it's going to say that Cain rose up and slew a bull. Well, that's the lie right there, is to turn around and say that he got killed by somebody he didn't get killed by, went back to his father, took the bloodline, took the birthright of his brethren.
So let me ask you a quick question, man. You never read the Bible fully, right?
I've read up until Deuteronomy. I've read the
Okay,
whole
so
Bible,
first-
but I've read up until Deuteronomy fully. So like I can go word for word for you with until Deuteronomy, and then after that I would be like just hearsay. It'll be like, I would hear things in my head. I'm not fluent after Deuteronomy.
All right, so you did read the Bible one time, though.
I've read it about 100 times, but I'm not fluent with the Bible.
Okay. Quick question. In Galatians, there's a passage in there stating something about the story of Abraham, his sons, and most of the people of the Old Testament are allegory, correct?
And most of the people of allegory, that's a town, right?
No. Allegory means fable.
And what's fable actually mean?
Story. As in fake.
So you're talking about the people of the story. So Abraham's people of the story.
It's a story meant to teach you something.
All right, keep on
All
going.
those people that you just named, their names don't even equate when you translate it in English. So that doesn't mean that's what they wrote the Bible, dog.
What are you trying to say? Because those people that I was referring to are at the start of the Bible, and what you're trying to quote is at in another reference, which is later on in the Bible.
No, that's me showing you that the Bible contradicts itself numerous times, and the Bible can't be used as an actual literal sense.
I only read the Bible up until Deuteronomy until I seen that apparently the God said that one man was allowed to slay another man for his land. Once I seen that scripture, I didn't read any more of the Bible. I actually had it read for me after that.
You read the Bible 100 of times.
You said you read it.
Yes, I have read it 100 of times. I have.
All right, so you ran across that line 100 times.
I can't comprehend. I can't comprehend past that point of view. Past Deuteronomy.
So let me comprehend it for you. Let me comprehend it for you. Allegory means fable. When it means a fable, it's a story meant to teach you something. It doesn't mean that that's the actual story. Just like, okay, let me ask you a good question. How many people created Adam and Eve?
Well, how many people? That would be only one soul, one entity created Adam and Eve.
One soul, one entity. Okay, look at the first chapter in Genesis. It tells you right there. No, not the first chapter. I'm sorry. The first page in
God
Genesis.
Created the heavens and the earth, and then
the first page in Genesis will say this exactly. Let us create them in our image. Where do you get single entity from our or in them? Us. Where do you get that?
Well, that's what I'm trying to say is I've looked at the Bible and I don't understand how people can come around and say that there wasn't more to the Bible. That's why when people say that it's literal and we should believe the Bible and we should believe that Jesus is a man that's coming of, you know what I mean, and going to save us all. I don't believe that. I believe that it's a trickery. I believe that the book is a trickery and that, You know, it was, say, a man writing the book against another man. So
Didn't
it was,
you say at
say,
the
me and
beginning
you.
that you want to study this book so heavily because you believe in it so hard now?
Beg your pardon?
Didn't you say that you want to study this book so heavily at the beginning of your statement? Didn't you say that you want to study this book so heavily because you believe in it so hard now?
No, I don't believe in the book. I don't believe in the book. That's what I've said from the start. I don't believe in this. I don't believe in it.
All right. I got you.
Yeah, I don't believe in the book. I don't believe in it. I believe that there may be some, like, not truths. There may be something that we can take from the book. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of things you can take from it. Yes, that's 100% true.
Yeah, you know what I mean? That's like lessons to be learned, you know? Like, that's what I mean, is the Cain and Abel concept. We can look at it in a million different ways and see a million different stories to take a million different lessons from. But the lesson that I've learned from that story, from the Cain and Abel story, is that one brother stole another brother's birthright. And other people don't see it like I've seen it, is that Cain did not kill Abel. Abel made the wrong sacrifice, was to sacrifice his own kind. If you look in the Bible, you should know this verse, then it says that Abel slew his own kind. Abel sacrificed a flock of his own kind to the Lord. And then in turn, the Lord spoke to him.
I don't really think.
Well, I don't believe that verse. I don't believe that we should sacrifice our own kind to speak to the Lord.
You believe much of it anyways because it's plagiarized off each.
I think that, you know what, I'm going to chime in right quick. I think that we all should be very careful about the book, period, because, like I said, it has a publishing date on it. Man wrote it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It has a publishing date. And we have to be very careful. Anything that's written by man, you have to be very careful. Like I say, it could be truth in it.
You would agree. You would agree that it was written by man then?
Yeah, I agree 100% it was written by man.
Yeah. But and it had no influence by God.
I don't believe it did. I
don't believe it does.
Yeah, that's what I believe. That right there is, I don't believe it had any influence by God. Yeah. I believe it was written by a man to trick another man into doing something.
Yo, Zachary.
I think it was placed there to enslave.
Yes.
Keep people.
Exactly what I think. That's exactly what I think.
Came from Egypt.
I mean, when you read the Bible, hold on.
Go ahead,
well, I was going to say, when you read the Bible, the thing that I don't understand, when I say the Bible was wrote by the same people that control us, I really believe that because I just look at the similarities to the infrastructure that we live in today, and even in society.
Yeah.
When you look at the Bible,
I'd agree.
When you look at the Bible,
I'd agree, and I don't mean to be a cocksucker right now, but who do you think these people are that controlling us?
The wolves.
You say the Jews, right? You're gonna say the Jews?
No, sheep's clothing.
It's like a whole cabal. It's not just Jews.
It's the wolves in sheep's clothing.
It's the Vatican's.
I think the Vatican is like a little step, like my brother was saying. It's people above them that's a higher anarchy than the Vatican. You know, the Pope and all that. I think it's a bloodline too. I think it's a certain bloodline that controls everything. You know what I'm saying? But like I was saying before I lose train of thought, when you look at the Bible and how it was created, or how the infrastructure of the Bible is, you can see it in everyday life, even in society. The same people that controls us has something to do, or was influenced.
All right,
with
that's
the Bible,
what I mean. Is I don't want to jump in and be a cocksucker, but who are these people that control us? Are they the Jews?
It doesn't matter. It's more about.
It does though. They're like, but that's what I know it doesn't matter. But I'm not trying to like.
I say bloodline. I say it's a certain bloodline. See, the thing is, what people.
A certain bloodline.
Hold on.
A certain bloodline. And are they? If we can be, I don't mean to be racist, but what color are they?
They're all colors.
You can't say it's a color. You can't say it's the Jews. It's a bunch of group. It's a group of people. It's a group of people. You ever seen The Simpsons? You ever seen The Simpsons when they had like the stone cutters and they had like the higher stone cutters?
I don't believe it's the Freemasons. I don't believe it's the Freemasons.
When I say, all right, can I
relax.
say something? Can I say something? Because
all
right. Okay, when I say bloodline, what you need to understand is this bloodline is all over. Why you think that the governments allow us to go and bomb? I'm gonna say it again. Allow us to drop bombs in their country. It ain't no real war. They allow us to depopulate their population. The same way they're depopulating here in our home. That's all it is. It's depopulating the world. They allow this stuff to happen. But what people fail to realize is when you see those bushy beard people on TV screaming Allah to the top of their lungs, those same individuals that speak funny are still related to these motherfuckers over here too. They have to all have the same bloodline. Even when you yes, the same bloodline.
That's what I'm trying to say.
So it doesn't matter. The color does not matter to these people.
But that's where I differ from you. Is that's when I'm not trying to be racist here, but a lot of people, I've looked into this for a long time, and they try to say that it's the Jews. The Jews are the ones that are doing this. The Jews, and then I look into it and I look at all the Jews, and then apparently it's either I'm trying to give you like I don't mean to say ultimatum, but it's like the Jews apparently are the people, the white people that wear the little hats on their head, or they're the black guys.
Exactly. I was just about to say that. The black people are the true Jews. The ones that's here in America.
There we go. That's what I'm trying to say right now. So who are the real Jews? Because when they tell me that the Jews done 9/11, they say that the Jews done 9/11. Who are they referring to? Are they referring to the black Jews that are actually like the Black Panthers and whatnot?
Come on, bro. You don't answer
where they're really actually in.
He actually gets somewhere. He actually talking about some true stuff right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get to right now.
Okay,
is who are these real people in power? Are they the real? Are they these real Israelites that are these apparently like superior people to us that are collected in a group? You know what I mean? And they are these Egyptian type people. You know, I'm not trying to be racist or anything like that. I'm just trying to put it into perspective right now.
But your perspective is still closed-minded because you're not listening to me. It's a bloodline. While everybody's just talking about who is the real Jews, or is it the black Jews, or is the white Jews? That's just like if I take a photo and I have Chinese people in my family, Indian people in my family, Arabs in my family, white people in my family, it doesn't even fucking matter that they're from different cultures. We all share the same bloodline, and that's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. And that's why the fuck we in this position right now, because people are trying to point their fucking finger at who the fuck did it. It is one family. They look like all of us. That's the reason why they're hiding so well, because while we're sitting there like, oh, it's the black guy, or it's the white guy, it's the fucking Jew, they look like all of us. They're all related to all cultures, okay? Get that through y'all head, and y'all need to erase that bullshit. Erase that shit from your mind.
So what you're saying is they've interbreeded into all of us.
They're spreading their seeds all over the world. Do you not understand that?
I can understand that. I can understand that now. That's what I'm trying to get to. The point. I've never been able to have a rational discussion about this where I can say like, who are we trying to blame? Are we trying to blame one culture?
No, it ain't a cultural thing.
Listen,
because they don't.
I can understand what you're saying. I can understand what you're saying. You know, these people, this bloodline, they've interbreeded within each and every one of us. So whether they be a Chinese, like, you know, they look Chinese at this present time, it's not the Chinese that are the bad ones. It's a bloodline that's the bad one. That's what I'm trying to get to right now. I've tried to do this an intellectual discussion about what has
cousins.
Look,
you know that, right?
Look, I have to side with Dredd, because it's absolutely, even if it's not a bloodline thing, it's a collective, right? They're called sellout, like let's say an Obama, right? You think he really gives a fuck about his people? He don't give a shit.
No, I don't think he does.
He's working for the powers, but listen,
I don't think Donald Trump is working for the people either.
Look,
you don't think so?
As far as the Bible, look, let's be honest.
Donald Trump is German,
The Bible is talking about people of darker shade. Like, let's be real. Like, we can't even debate that, bro. It says in scripture that the Israelites look like the Egyptians. So you could confuse them.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to get right. The Israelites are supposed to look like the Egyptians, similar to the picture that I Stop 4 has got on them, and similar to what Zachary would look like. You know what I mean? An Egyptian with similar features to what Zachary would look like. You know what I mean? That's what a true Egyptian would look like. That's what I'm trying to say. Is like, who are they trying to make us blame? And I don't want to blame the wrong person. Where
don't blame anybody.
I get more truth out of somebody like Zachary, or, you know what I mean, Big L. No offense, man. I've got more truth out of you and your companions than I have my fellow white people.
But you gotta understand, we're not. There's a matrix for all of us. Every culture has its own matrix. Some matrices might be more sweeter than others, but at the end of the day, we all are living. We're all eating the same poisons. We're all drinking the same fluoride water. We're all living in our own matrix. And what I want to do is try to break everybody free. You understand what I'm saying? And it's like that even when you be like, who we pointing the finger at, like I always say, we have to come together and fight the right fight, because trying to figure out which color, if you want to infiltrate the Black Panthers, what you have to do, you have to send somebody that looks like a Black Panther. If you want to infiltrate the white folks, we're going to send somebody that looks like a white person, or the black folks, the Chinese. They're all related to each other, so they know they can easily infiltrate, regardless of what. If they want to stir up some stuff, The only time we actually saw unity, and it's so sad that I even have to bring this up. The only time we found unity in this country is when 9/11 hit. Everybody was the same color. They looked at beige and gray because they was running for their lives. Nobody cared about fucking who was black. Nobody cared about who was white. That's the only time we had some fucking unity in this fucking country. And now everything will flip back. Oh, well, you know, the war is over. Let's get back to the ignorant dumb shit. Who's the enemy now? Is it the black guy down the street? Is it the white guy that drives the pickup truck? This shit is petty and stupid. It's a couple of families too. I want to correct that. It ain't just one family.
Yeah, and if
I don't believe it's petty and stupid. That's the one thing I disagree with there. Is I don't believe it's petty and stupid because this is an intellectual discussion where we're trying to figure out what has got us to this.
Listen to me. It is petty and stupid when you're worrying about the guy up the street because he's a different color than you. That's what I was talking about.
No. I'm not talking about that.
It's deeper than that.
That's what I said.
The difference of colors and whatnot. I'm talking about
this. That's what I call that. Listen.
Apparent bloodline. That's what I'm talking about. This apparent bloodline, man. Like I'm talking about the fact that there's apparently this bloodline that has controlled us all.
Let me explain because I'm not gonna have nobody try to make it look like I said something that I didn't. I'm gonna say it again. I was talking about somebody worrying about just a person's color. That's what I said. Petty and stupid. The statement that you made it seem like I was saying that the bloodlines is petty and stupid. Don't do that because that's not what we here to do.
Yeah, and if you do want to pinpoint it like that, Adam,
no, because I can understand. Like when you said no, wait. If I can jump in, I can understand now what you've said when you said the difference that this bloodline has interbreeded with us all. So they have Chinese in their family now. They have every single color, like you know what I mean, whatever color it may be. Like I understand that concept. You know what I mean, like where this bloodline, whatever it may be, whatever they originated as, they have now got every single bloodline under their, like, you know, every single color under their control. Like, you know what I mean? But that's the point. Is I'm talking about this specific bloodline. What is this? Is this? Can we like?
Nobody knows. You'll never find out.
That's going to be very hard for us to do. But we do. The only information we got right now is that there's there's actually a few bloodlines that's controlling everything, and they don't really. These people has thought this through. We got to admit that. We got to give them that. They think 50 years, 100 years in advance and ahead of everybody else. So they planned this out. I mean, decades ago. And that's just like when they plan a mode. Hold on, let me just say this. That's just like when you go to Pakistan and all these people are related to them individuals over there that's in power in Pakistan. While we talking about Al-Qaeda ain't nothing but a military software that they got everybody thinking Al-Qaeda is like the boogeyman. That's the name of a military software. And people they hear Al-Qaeda on the news and people think that they're people or some type of terrorist organization.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that.
And let's not get caught up. Let's not get caught up in who is it or what is it. Yo, Adam, you need to let me finish, my dude. You need to let me finish, dude. It's not your show, dude. You need to respect the panelists.
Go ahead, bro.
Sorry, bro.
Go ahead. I'm good.
I was just gonna say we shouldn't get caught up in who's doing it because we'll never find out. It's you know, the real power is hidden, and trying to make it a race thing or trying to find the bloodline, it's gonna be really hard. But if you want my opinion, it's of European origin, and take what you want from that. That's just my opinion.
But I agree in the concept that Al Qaeda is just a corporation, just a farce, just a farce, just a front, just like ISIS. You know what I mean? It's just a name that they've given something so that they can blame their problems on. But the point is there is a group, like we've talked about, there is a group, whether it be a bloodline or not, it probably is, you know what I mean, a bloodline that are controlling every single aspect.
So would you agree that it's of European origin if you had to break it down?
Well, I would say that they originated from Egypt.
Babylon or Egypt.
How's that a European origin if it originated from Egypt?
I wouldn't say that they're European. I would say that they originated from Egypt.
Okay, that's not a European origin.
No, that's what I mean. Is I wouldn't say that they're European. I would say that they're of. I can't. See, like if we're going back,
I have to do some more research on that. But as far as what I stumbled across, and I listen to people all the time how they talk about how the Africans was kings and queens and they had all this power, and you think they bloodline land is gone and just vanish and disappear. No, these people are still in power somewhere. I think that what the problem is that black people got fooled by black people too.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I would agree. I would agree. That white man wasn't the only we were half the problem, but the other half of the problem was the black man as well. Like
exactly. They're all in it. They're all in it together,
when the problem gets blamed on just the white people, that's where we get lost in translation. Well, the white man was just as responsible as the black man for all these problems that we have in the world.
And people just trying to find. It's easy to blame some damn body. That's all it is.
That's right.
That's the easy work. If I could just wake up and just blame somebody for all my problems, that's easy. Instead of getting up off my ass, doing some of my own research, and doing all the groundwork to find out what the truth is. No, well, I don't want to do that. Let me just point my finger at the white man. He did it. Fuck it. That's easy.
Well, what do you think about the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers?
Oh, everybody know about them. Them
I know, that's what I mean. Is like everybody knows about them, but are they the real problem, or are they just a front that other people are blaming?
They're puppet. I think
so. That you would agree, yes. So that's what I agree with. Is they're just puppets. They're just names that are mentioned to make people think that they've got some type of.
They're never going to show their face. See, the thing is, the true power is never going to show their face. They're never going to be in front of the cameras. They're never going to be. We're never going to even know they exist, and they're going to keep it that way. So
this is what I'm saying, Dredd. That's why we can't get caught up on trying to figure out who it is. We just know it's happening.
Because they're never going to show up. Like I said earlier, we know there's a.
How are we supposed to fix the problem? Like it might. Like I don't mean to be rude there, Big L, but how are we supposed to fix the problem, or like come to some sort of understanding where we're like, well, this is how the problem's occurring. This is who is making the problem occur, and this is how we can fix it.
But
the only way
if we don't know who's making the problem occur, you know what I mean? Like that's where my biggest, after all my research and after everything that I've come, to terms with, even though it's the flat Earth and whatnot that we're being lied to so much, how can we actually, not who can we blame, but how can we fix this?
I think that's the beautiful part about it. That's why I promote us getting together. And like I said, I'm not afraid to reach out to my Asian brothers, my white brothers, my brown brothers. I don't mind. I don't care. We need help. We need each other, because one thing, regardless if they never show their face or not, they still need to control us, and they still need the people to make sure that we're being controlled. So what happens when we get together and everybody actually look at the person, turn around, and everybody united look at the people, even the puppet, I guarantee you that even the people that's behind the scenes gonna say, oh shit, we done fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So it don't even matter that they behind the scenes or in the shadows. Once we get together and take out the puppets, there's no longer control. And if they can't control us as a people, as the human race, it doesn't matter. They can stay in the shadows till the day they die. It's over with. Everything falls. So that's what our problem is. It's like we're adults, but we act like children. We so afraid to say, you know what, bro, I can't do this on my own. I need help. We all need to help each other. People need to realize there's nothing wrong with that. That's the way that should be normal to us. And I don't understand why everybody acting like it's abnormal. You know what I'm saying? Abnormal, man. It should be normal for us to get together and go after these people that's got us in this fucked up situation we in. They just divide. Everything is divide and conquer. I'm talking about from the richest to the poorest. Even rich motherfuckers are divided because they still fucking brainwashed. You know what I'm saying? And they even using the rich to help with dividing us. You know what I'm saying? And it's from the top to the bottom. It's nothing but division from the top to the bottom. We gotta break up out of this shit, man. We have to, or we're gonna stay like this for another 1,000 fucking years, man. That's just my take on it.
Man, you took the word straight out of my mouth, man. We just gotta take out all governments, man. And whoever tries to step up and be the next government leader, we gotta take them out too.
Exactly, dude. We gotta cut them off at the legs. We'll never find out who's at the top. Right. We just gotta start from the legs up. So cut the government off and hold them all responsible.
Yeah.
Man, can you imagine if a shout out to when they do the Million Man March, shout out to those people. I
Louis
respect
Farrakhan.
that. But the thing is, brother, it shouldn't be a million man march. It should be 100 million man march with all cultures in that motherfucker. That's when you know that's a real march, right? You understand what I'm saying? That if they let something like that happen, it is a wrap for these people, and they know it. Unless either two things gonna happen: either they're gonna just blow this bitch up and kill everybody on this motherfucker, or they're gonna have to they're gonna have to just give it up. You know what I'm talking about? Either you give it up, give it back to the people, or just everybody just gonna die tonight.
Well, no, I don't think that they would kill us all tonight. I think that the only way that they kill us all is by us killing each other.
Yeah, that's true too.
That's what I believe, you know what I mean? I believe that they've got us in a warped parallel where we think that we're all the enemy to somebody else, you know what I mean? So, you know, we all have an enemy, and we all think off this enemy basis where we all try and kill one another, or we all try and make $1 off one another, when that's how they make their money, you know what I mean? Yeah. That's how they make their profit.
They making a killing off of the back, the life of every man, woman, and child on this planet, man.
Yeah, the sweat, you know what I mean? Our hard labor and sweat of all of us, you know what I mean? They try to make us think that for the white man, they try to make us feel like the black man or the Asian man is the enemy, and the same thing, vice versa, for the black man, it's the Asian man or the white man, you know what I mean? The Asian man, it's the white man or the black man, you know what I mean? They always have enemies for each other.
They have to, and they have to keep.
So why can't we come together?
Because people are brain dead or brainwashed. I ain't gonna say brain dead, but they brainwashed. They're brainwashed.
It is, though. I understand that concept. You know what I mean? They're brain dead, brainwashed. You know what I mean? Like people are more willing to go out and slave a 9-to-5 life and never think anything else of their existence. You know what I mean? They're willing to, you know, just live for themselves. Whether they're not thinking about what the bigger picture is what we're really here for.
Exactly. They want us to believe that we came from monkeys. They want us to believe. Listen, it's so downright pathetic how they want us to believe that there's nothing unique or special about us. We're monkeys, you know. We got a whole. We send your kids to school, and we're gonna teach them how much of a monkey they are. Like, get the hell out of here. Like, a person in their right state of mind should see that and be like, "Are you serious? No, my child is not learning no shit like, you know, what the hell is this shit? We're monkeys. You got dinosaur bones that's fake. You go to a fucking dinosaur museum, none of the bones are real. They claim that they got the real bones locked away. Hell, they don't even talk about dinosaurs in the Bible. When did dinosaurs spring up? Nobody know about dinosaurs?
They talked about big creatures. They called them Leviathan, but who knows? You know, there's some overgrown giant animals. But
is it the Nephilim?
No, it was called.
The Nephilim are supposed to be the giants. The Nephilim are supposed to be the giants, and the Anunnaki is supposed to be the shape-shifting reptiles.
Now that reptile shit, I don't know about all that.
Yeah, Leviathan was what they had called it in Job. I think it was. They referred to a really big animal as Leviathan, but it could have been an elephant or a hippopotamus or some just really big creature, you know.
Because
I've looked into like English scripture, and I've looked into a lot of other scripture, and the one that led me there was from a Russian military, and they sent me like a very long and descriptive analysis, if you wanted to call it that, of what is what, and they talk about how the Anunnaki are supposed to be the reptilians that rule the world, and the Nephilim that also come along with the Anunnaki, and they're in a war, and we are the, like, what we call the remnants of their war. We are what remains of their war.
I got a question.
So we are just like the parcels of their war. So the Anunnaki and the Nephilim, they fight from world to world, and we happen to be the remnants of whatever they created.
And none of their war has spilled over into Earth yet, huh? No lasers, no.
It already happened. So apparently like, this is where the twist comes in. Is apparently we are the creations of the Anunnaki, and we were here to mine the minerals for the Anunnaki, which is the gold, so then they could make some super weapon, and they've already taken off. Like, they already took whatever gold they needed, so then they could go on their spaceships or whatever it is to transcend to whatever, you know what I mean? Like, I can't tell you the full story because I don't know it, but I'm only talking hearsay of the stories that I've heard.
That come out of Zechariah Zachariah Stitching.
Well, that's more than
So,
Zachariah
so
Stitching.
the
That's more than
Anunnakis
Zachariah
are-
Stitching, man. That's
are
more
just-
than Zachariah Stitching because it comes from the you got to put all translations of every book. So even the Book of the Dead speaks of things like that.
No, the book of coming forth by day and night does not speak of any type of large creatures like that. There's nowhere in the book of coming forth by day and night that speaks of that. And that's the book that you call in the Book of the Dead. There's nothing of that. And I have two actually. I have one by Faulkner in here, and the one by I got another one in here too. One by Faulkner and
The Book of the Dead speaks of the
I think you
Nephilim.
need to read this stuff, Adam, before taking it. Just
The Book of the Dead speaks of the Nephilim, and the Nephilim are supposed to be the giant.
Where at in the book? Where at in the so-called Book of the Dead does it speak of that? I'll go pull mine out and put it on camera so you can see it.
That speaks of Enki and Enlil.
Yeah, that's supposed to be the Nephilim.
Yeah, the Nephilim. Yeah, the Nephilim. Yeah, however you want to translate it, which is Enki and Enlil.
That's cool.
Enki and
talking about
Enlil.
Enki, right?
Enki and Enlil.
You can't use 20th century ideology to decipher let's see.
How can't you? How can't you use 21st century?
No, listen, hold up. 7th century BC.
Yeah, because apparently,
Hold on,
One at a time. One at a time.
north, south, east, west, when it doesn't equal north,
Hold
south,
on,
east,
hold on,
west, it's all just the number 5.
Brother, let him
You can't
finish.
cut
Let
me
him
off.
yeah,
You have to let me finish my statement in order for you to get the grasp of what I'm saying. So now, when we go to this, we are combining literature. Where one of the literatures that I hear people speaking on is the Bible. The Bible has a 6,000 year timeline. Now you're utilizing concepts that are inside of a book that has a 6,000 year timeline and putting them beside a history and a culture that goes back over 10,000 years. So this is where we have a problem at when you start to put these ideas side by side and try to match them and say that this, because we see this in this ideal over here in the Bible, then this is what this means in this book over here, who culture predates that. It also goes back further than the book that you're utilizing. So how is this?
But we are talking in metaphors.
If you think
that's what I
about
mean.
it,
In the Bible,
is one of the newest religions out there. Think about it.
Listen, man, I think that there's a possibility while everybody looking up at the sky for aliens or Anunnakis or Nephilims, I think there's a possibility that there could in fact be other Earths. When I say other Earths, I'm not talking about in space. I'm talking about beyond the Antarctica. There could be another Earth, just like how we is, another plane, another Earth, and it could be people on it. And while
you mean like along with other suns and moons also?
Absolutely, and I think that every so often, it depending on the year or what time it is, that's probably why it looks like you see two suns or something like that. That could be a sun to another. You feel me? That's why you might see two suns, because that could be at a certain point that both our suns could be circulating and coming close near to each other because that's the sun for that other planet. Well, we would call it a planet, but the other, you know what I'm saying, plane that's out there. So I'm telling you, man, it could get deep. It could get real deep, man. I think that when they talk about aliens, I don't believe all that aliens like in space. I'm thinking they talking about other beings that live. They look just like, probably look like us, probably don't look like us at all. Probably look like how we used to look, and or they could be way more advanced than us. We don't know.
Do you mean physical beings or spiritual beings though?
I think physical, just like we is. I don't believe. Listen, man, I don't believe that we was created and that was it. That's why there's too many contradictions in the Bible. First is Adam, Eve, and then all of a sudden Cain killed his brother. Then he wandered off somewhere. God sent him off, banished him, and then he stumbled across another woman. Nah, bro, people, whoever created us, I'm telling you, it was almost like I think it was somewhat in layman terms like mass production. They created people, man, and lots of them, but it look like we're separated, and it might be a reason why they separated us. You never know.
Can I get in?
Go ahead, my brother.
Please do.
I wanted to say this, is that when you speak of the Bible,
but that's more of the Tower of Babel. Let
him talk. Let him talk.
Go ahead. If you got something to say, he must got something really important to say. So go ahead, let him say it, and then I'll get back to my thought. Go ahead. He got something important.
Now go ahead, Ninja.
Yes, sir.
Andrew, the Tower of Babel, you were talking about Babel. Come on.
No, well, that's when you're referring to what you're referring to. You're referring to the Tower of Babel, how we're all combined at one certain time, and then apparently we built a tower to like curse out the heavens. Really, that's what the Tower of Babel is. Like, I'm just trying to put it all into perspective.
All right. Well, where I was going to go to is that this is what I was speaking on when I was saying that the cultures are different. Because when we say that, when we use Adam and Eve as the beginning, then that skews the timeline for people on the planet. We have to understand that the Bible is really predicated upon Europeans when they started to be able to learn how to write and wanted to put themselves inside of history and start to get a deity of their own. That's why in the Bible.
I'll jump in there and say before Adam and Eve there was Adam and Lilith. So apparently you're saying that's the white man's history. Well, they had history before Adam and Eve. They had Adam and Lilith.
Listen, you're still utilizing the Bible as your historical reference. This is what I'm saying. When you utilize the Bible as your historical reference, you're utilizing.
Well, we got to use it as something.
No. Listen to what I'm saying though. What the Bible is as a historical reference, it is a historical reference for the Caucasians gaining a deity. This is where
that's where I'll disagree with you. I'll disagree with you on that concept because I believe that the Bible was written by a black man.
No, see, but I'm not going to talk about what I believe. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say I know that Africans created the Bible for the Greek. They created the Bible for the Greek. So
you would agree with me that the Bible was written by a black man?
No, okay, yes, true. But again, they created it for the Greeks who, when Alexander came into Africa.
But they still hid their own. They still had their own metaphoricals in there.
Brother,
they read the Bible. They read the Bible in a way where they could read the Bible. You would agree. You would agree with me that the black man
brother,
wrote the Bible in a way that they could read the Bible and still comprehend the truth that comes out of it.
Hold on. Let me talk.
And it's not me being racist.
All right.
It's just being
I
truthful.
don't care about that.
The Bible was written by a black man.
Hey, brother.
Jesus would have been a black man.
Hey, I'm going to ask you one time. Do not
come from fucking Egypt.
Come on, B.
I'm only going to say this one time. I've been very nice to you. You cut me off one more time, you have to leave. You're going to have to leave. You're cutting everybody off, but you cut me off, I'm kicking your ass off the panel. Now, I told everybody on the panel, when you was talking, to let you finish. But the problem is, now, even though I showed you infinite respect, you're cutting everybody off. I don't know why you're doing that, but I'm not finna tell nobody to respect you and let you finish your sentences and tell them and allow you to cut them off. I'm gonna just let it be a fucking free fall. Now they don't let you talk, and you get to talk with no disturbance at all. I'm only asking you to respect everybody else the same way they're respecting you. Can you please do that? It's no disrespect. I don't care about you if you're trying to be racist. That I don't give a shit about none of that. We want to have a nice dialect, and we want the audience to be able to hear both sides of the conversation. Because when you cut people off, you're only getting your point of view, and you're being selfish. You don't want nobody else to give their point of view. But I would like to give a shout out to Flat Earth Hub for talking all that trash, and that's why you got to probe your ass, and I booted you out my goddamn chat. Don't ever tell a grown man if he have the right to an opinion or not. I only been in this Flat Earth shit for 3 fucking months, and I probably know more than you, and telling me that I don't have the right to give my opinion. I'm a fucking adult, and if anybody else got a problem with that, you'll get a probe in your ass and a boot in your ass right behind it, and you'll be gone too. But anyway, let's go back to the original programming. Go ahead, y'all finish.
I think my ninja was
I was striving to bring across the point that even though Africans helped to create the Bible, they were creating it up under the rule of the Europeans who were there. See, that's what we have to get to understand it, in that they created it under these concepts and all these different deities that they wanted to put in, such as the Jesus Christ deity Serapis, who is also modeled after several deities that you see in other cultures that predate that. So this is what I'm talking about when I say that when we're using the Bible as a historical timeline, it skews the history because it's really starting history at a place where Europeans had start to have writing and writing systems because they never had a writing system before they got into Africa. That was 332 BCE.
My ninja hit it right in the head because our people go back way before the Bible, way like now Valley civilized, Kemet and all that.
True.
But they did, but when they did that, when they was making the Bible, like he said, they was doing that to fit the pagan culture and the Bible.
Yep.
So they was breaking it down and chopping it up. There's a whole lot of books that not in the Bible that y'all read today. A whole lot of chapters that have been taken out.
And I would agree with that. That's what I'm trying to say. Is like the Bible was written by the black man, enforced by the white man, and for a reason. And I'm trying to put it into perspective. Is the person or peoples that were writing the book would have been smart enough to put metaphorical values in that to wake up their own peoples or wake up their own, to put in metaphorical symbols. You know what I mean? Like if I read the Bible, I can see how they refer to Cain as a bear and Abel as a bull. Like there's certain things that were written in a way that are metaphorical instead of physical, like the Bible is supposed to be, is a physical book. You know what I mean? Where it's describing men, but if you look at it, it's actually describing occurrences or more of value.
Because the Bible, well, listen, I would say this, right? I would say this, that the Bible is all allegory because 95% of the Bible, none of the stuff in there ever existed, places, people, or things. You know what I mean? They utilize certain pieces inside, they utilize certain pieces that they learned about in Africa to put in there. See, this is something that I'm going to tell y'all that really, this is how you know that a lot that we learning is definitely untrue. Is because we keep going. That's why we think it's Anunnakis, because there's stuff in the Bible. This is how the flat Earth got held up. It got held up through the Bible. This is why. See, when you start using the Bible as the you know what I mean, the credence for flat Earth, that's when your whole thing fall apart because the Bible's already amalgamation of made up madness. So you got to use only scientific data can you use. You can't use the Bible as a foundation for no part.
Yeah, because like I said, it's too many contradictions in it. And then what happens is when you started using something as a reference, and when people find contradictions in what you're using as a reference, it becomes obsolete to the argument as a whole. Because people are like, how can we trust anything in this book, even if it does talk about the front of it? But you understand that book was designed that way too by these people. So there's no way you can use it as a reference. Like you said, you can't use it because, like I said earlier, it's too many contradictions in it. I wouldn't want to be holding a conversation with somebody and trying to convince one of my best friends to listen to this individual. I know all he do is contradicts himself. True enough, he might speak the truth on certain things, but he contradicts himself so much. Why would I use him as a reference? That's just like me trying to reference Alex Jones. Yeah, you should listen to Alex Jones. He the real deal. No, that dude is a shield too, man.
Yeah, I would agree right there. That's what I would agree. Alex Jones is like pathetic, you know what I mean? But in the concept of the Bible, that's what I mean, is like whoever wrote the book, like they put certain things in place for whatever people in the future to read in a certain way, you know what I mean? In metaphorical value.
I'm going to be honest with you. Just the way I feel. Honestly, I wouldn't give a fuck if a Japanese man wrote it. The point is...
No, neither would I.
Yeah, it really ain't no... Because it really is no it really is no... We don't need a discussion. The book is full of contradictions. Whoever wrote it is full of shit. And that's that. I think we need to focus mainly on what's really important. Instead of all this, what color the person was, who did this. I could care less about that shit. The book is here and it's fucking people up. That's the point.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
And I'm glad
I would agree with that. Yeah, it's written in a way where it just twists people's minds.
Exactly, and it's causing. How many people done died behind religion as a whole, though? I think the more people has died behind religion than any disease, all diseases combined. So, far as I'm concerned, fuck the book.
That's definitely, and I would agree with that. I would agree with that, you know, but there's a lot of religious people out there, whether it be the Quran, the Bible, or, you know, whatever Bible you may choose, the Catholic Bible, the Christian Bible, that believe in these things, you know, and that's the one, like when Flat Earth comes to realization, they're going to try and twist people into the concept of Flat Earth through the Bible. They're going to try and say, well, look, the firmament, like you said, you know, there's things that are referenced in these books that they're going to try and say, well, look, it was here first.
Well, when you talk about the religion, don't you ever like try to break the word down and say like religion, like redo your legion, and then you figure out like what sect you're in from there? It's like,
I have. I've tried to say that's why I'm trying to like get into an intellectual discussion with people like yourself who have broken the words down and seen that everything about this, everything about our paradigm is being regurgitated, and it's just an indoctrination. You know what I mean? Where we're enslaved to regurgitate somebody else's beliefs one way or another.
Exactly.
Well, when it comes to the Bible, man, you gotta look at it like this, yo. Like you ever watch The Simpsons and The Family Guy?
Yeah.
You see how it predicts the future, but it's all bullshit.
Yeah, in a way, yeah. I understand what you're saying.
I
understand what you're saying.
You see how it predicts the future, but it's all bullshit. Like The Simpsons predicted Prince dying in his elevator. Who the fuck predicts that? Who predicts somebody dying in an elevator?
I understand what you're saying. But then they also, like you said, it's all orchestrated. So you never know if that person really died or if they've, you know, just played off a concept, you know, like killed themselves off to play another character or whatnot. You know what I mean? Like the base reality. You know, I understand these concepts that this world is a very sadistic world where people play roles to whatever ends is whatever means. You know, like
so if you can see that,
what the means is. I believe in a higher power now. I believe that, you know, I'm here for a higher purpose where I'm supposed to be the best that I can be in myself, and I'm not supposed to judge anybody on what they choose to be in themselves. You know, whether it be, you know, a troll or an asshole or whatever it is, I'm not supposed to judge them on what they've chosen themselves to be. That's not my, you know, that's not my choice. It's my choice is to be the best that I can be. But the best that I can be is to try and be inquisitive to figure out why I'm actually here. You know what I mean? That's why I come and join these shows, is to try and join people like yourselves to figure out, you know, like maybe learn something new. And I have, you know what I mean? Like, you know, there's things that I wouldn't have, you know, doubted or wouldn't have not doubted, you know what I mean? That by being here, that's why I do this. I do.
Can I ask you something? Do you believe there's a edge?
No, I don't believe there's an edge in the concept. Whose picture was it? I think if somebody turns their camera on, the camera off for a second, I think maybe it been you. Yeah, that guy. See the way. I think it's something similar to that, where there's a lot of land masses outside of the parallel that we are, and there may be suns and moons and whatever it happens to be, like, you know, things orbiting above us. That you know, we're inside of a web of some type, and there might be other. That's how I was saying. That's what
I was saying earlier. Like I said, it was just an opinion, and somebody got mad because I gave my opinion, and I'm like, look, I don't know everything. I'm only 3 months in. I don't know everything. I might stumble and fall, but I'm gonna grow from it. You feel me? I'm not.
And nobody knows.
Yeah, that's the point. Yeah, nobody knows. But
that's when I'll come to the truth point of it and say, like, yeah, I don't know what it is. I'm a realist, and I'll say that I don't know if it's a ball. I don't know if it's flat. I don't know what it is.
But I'm
just curious.
But that's the point of having these discussions, because we're all seeking the same thing, and that's the truth. So we shouldn't be trying to criticize or ridicule each other. We're all searching for the truth. We might take different venues, but we still trying to get to the same damn finish line. And I wish that people kind of understand that. Everybody ain't gonna study the same books. Everybody don't learn the same way. But if everybody ultimate goal is to find the truth, then so be it. Let us find the truth our own way. Let us grow our own way. We still gonna come together, and we're gonna fight the right fight. That what people got to get rid of. See, the thing is, even some that are awake still is plugged in, sort of. It's like they have got 1 foot in, 1 foot out. They cannot let go of the way they was programmed fully. So some of those tendencies that they had still remains in them. So even though they're trying to find out the truth, you might hear a person say, "Oh, you know, the white people, they did everything." You might still hear black people, they did everything. Or the Chinese, let's just blame the Chinese people because they want to kill us all. Then you might still hear those things. But people need to break away from all of that shit. You have to wake. You have to be fully awake if you want to really see some real change out here. We have to, because all it's doing is slowing down the process, because now you find yourself using your time and energy trying to convince somebody, which you don't really need to be convincing. We need to be fighting the right fight. We don't need to be bickering. The bickering shit should have been over with 50 years ago.
Facts.
You understand what I'm saying? I just think that we need to be adults, man. We have to grow up and show these people that we're not joking, man. I want to see the president.
That's what
I want to see. I want to see the president mention flat Earth and just start choking like a motherfucker because he that scared of it. You know what I'm saying? That shit got him shaking. I wanted to know
what
that
I want to
was
see.
for real.
What I want to see is like companies like NASA actually address the issue properly. You know what I mean? Like, there's people out here that are curious. You know what I mean? And it's more just more than just curiosity right now. There's a lot of people that are here and they've like studied the imagery that have been given to us, and they know that it's CGI or they know that it's composite, and they're like, well, what is really going on? And we're not being addressed. All that is being done is we're being ridiculed and we're being, dismissed, and we aren't being addressed. Nobody's coming out and saying like, well, this is why this is being done. We're just having somebody like Neil deGrasse Tyson or Mikkel Takio or whatever their names are. You know what I mean? All these fake names that come out, and they're all just actors when you look into it in the long run, and they're never giving us a straight answer. That's what I'm more curious about, whether it be the president. I'd rather a company like NASA actually address the issue properly and say like, this is why we're doing it, and there's really no straight answer. You know what I mean? Like, I've waited for years and all I have is more composite CGI imagery.
Yeah. I see we got some questions for the audience. They actually they pretty engaged. They engage it pretty decently. We got a couple of trolls out there though, but I think most of the trolls that got that probe in their ass, so we might be safe right now. I know a lot of people do not want to support the Patreon that we started. We're just trying to raise a little bit of money to get the cameraman off the moon. We really want to bring this man back home. I don't know if the Anunnakis done probed him in his ass. We don't know what's going on up there because NASA won't give us no information on him. He's been up there since the 60s.
He's probably dead by now.
No,
You think?
I think that, but the Anunnaki is supposed to be more advanced. I think they're actually making it where he lived. They gave him extra
Forever?
life. Yeah, they spared his life. They're gonna make sure he get a good program about 100 years. I don't know, man. I don't know. So they hating on the the funding we have gathered, because we're gonna get him back. Believe you me, and we're gonna get the truth of what's going on with the moon.
Hey, can I ask that's unrelated to what we've been talking about? Have any of you guys looked into Pizzagate at all? Like this satanic ritual abuse with
Pizzagate is real.
Yeah.
Pizzagate's real shit.
Yeah.
Pizzagate's real as fuck.
I've looked into it, but like in the same sense, can I ask you all about this MK Ultra? Do you believe in that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. 100%.
Yeah.
So you believe people can be mind controlled through like subliminal messages and what would it be, sounds?
You can be mind controlled by just talking.
Absolutely. But see, what the thing is
how you think so quick the flat Earth thing jumped off? How you think that's MK Ultra, man?
I mean, when you listen to even when you listen to music, if you ever notice, they do the hook over and over and over. That's a form of brainwashing. You play the same commercial over and over and over. You see what I'm saying? That is a form of brainwashing. People can be brainwashed, man. People can be hypnotized, if you will. You understand what I'm saying? Because if you ever heard certain type of music and it makes you move, it makes you feel a certain way. You understand what I'm saying? Them sound waves, it does something to you. That's always been, that's just part of us though. But what they're doing now, they're manipulating the music. They're using all type of frequencies to trigger anger, to get you crunk, hype, they can make you sad. Some music make you sad or depressed. You know what I'm saying? It fucks with you, man. So I believe in that shit, man.
Yeah.
He turned straight away from the Pizzagate. Hold on, go back to the Pizzagate, because that right there, I'm gonna tell you.
That's more important than a lot of shit, though.
Because that pedophile thing right now, you see, it's hundreds of people getting arrested, thousands of people arrested. But the thing about this, man, I'm telling you, they pushing out the lower level people.
Getting arrested are the low level ones. I mean,
they ain't getting the top notch, the head honcho.
That's what I said. The low levels getting hit.
Yeah. There was a guy. I had talked talked about this in my last podcast. I ran across an article. I don't know if he was a commissioner or something. I forgot what it was. He's up there. He's in the government, and he's trying to pass a law where it pretty much to make it legal for adults to have sex with like 14-year-olds.
Yeah, it's
What type of sick ass shit is that?
They're trying to do a whole lot of shit with that shit to make it
legal. They're trying to legalize.
But when you say that, when you talk about
was talking about Nambla or shit like that. That shit real.
I know it's real. I know it's real. But when you talk about that, don't you think about the Muslim law and the Islamic law that's trying to, like, the Sharia law that's trying to be instilled in every country, where apparently it's supposed to be all right for men to marry 12-year-olds and whatnot.
I mean, the point is that they're doing that shit here, and why are they trying to do this shit here?
That's what I mean. They're trying to instill that Sharia law here.
But I know why.
Is that a part of that? Do you think that's a part of that?
No, because I think
Arab culture. That's not Sharia law.
I think. Hold on. I think. Listen to me. Just like y'all said, y'all see all the lower level guys getting arrested, right? You gotta understand something. With the people that we're dealing with that's in power are fucking pedophiles. So if they legalize it, they'll be able to do the shit freely. Right. So there's a connection between the two. I don't care. It's just common sense. These people mess with children. If they legalize that, they don't have to worry about going to jail because they'll be doing the shit legally. I'm not crazy. I'm stupid.
When you say that,
is that based on the Sharia law though?
When you talk about the Pizzagate joint, that go back to them other entities. They say that they feed off that type of shit, the energy that they disperse when they do certain rituals like that.
Rituals and shit. Yeah, man.
That's culturalistic, man. It's cultural right now to do that to children. See, this has become cultural. This has been thousands of years of people doing this to children.
More than that.
This ain't nothing new, huh?
Longer than that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This ain't nothing new. You know what I mean? This is cultural. That's why you say, you like the Arabs got it inside Sharia and Sharia law that you can marry a 12-year-old, but they a homosexual culture. If you live over there inside the Arab culture, the Arab culture is homosexual, is very homosexualized. They still back to the Greek. They still dealing culture in the Greek mannerism was being pushed on us now. They're bringing that Greek culture right back because that's just the mind. That's why I said that about the Bible. The Bible, look at the Bible, man. The Bible God don't even got a wife. Is God,
that's
Jesus,
true.
the bird.
Man.
He ain't even got no wife. This is not. That's a homosexual thought right there alone. That's what I'm saying. They misogynistic, man. So that's just the culture. So they're gonna always be about.
You know what's crazy? You know what I don't understand too? I mean, it could be magic. I don't know, but for some odd reason, me personally, I believe that women was here first because they give birth to everybody on this planet. They the only.
Yeah, well, personally, yeah.
I
would agree with that.
But when they wrote the Bible, they made man here first. How? In order for us to be conceived is what? A woman have to give birth to us, right?
Yeah, we need females. Yeah, we need females.
See, this what you talk about.
That's what I agree with right there.
And what the first thing they said? Oh, Cain and Abel, 2 more dudes. We're gonna just fill it up with guys.
This how the Bible. But this is what I'm saying. This is what the Bible is allegory and it's contradictory because in one part it say he made Adam and Eve, but then in another part, if you go a little bit further, it say Adam he made male and female. He created them and named them Adam. Where it say later on in the book, it say he created male and female and named both of them together. Their name was Adam. Like that was a group of people. So the Bible mad tricky with that type of stuff.
I know what you're saying.
I think the atom is basically the atom, like DNA, atom. I think
DNA,
yeah, I think that's what.
Well, when I go back, I think that the Bible wasn't the first book written, and I think that was just a base that was being used to indoctrinate us all. And I personally believe that if there is a higher entity, it would be female in the first place. So when people say, "Do you believe in God?" I always say, "I don't believe in God. I believe in the higher power," and I believe that higher power would be a female and you know what I mean, like it would be female.
Absolutely.
Because you don't come from like, you know what I mean, like no offense to all us males, but we don't come from a fucking male. You know? We come out of a female.
Yeah, they want us to believe we came out the dookie shoot, man. I don't know what's wrong with them, brother.
Shit, man. That's what I'm telling you. It's homosexualized, man. You can't think no thoughts like that. You can't just lead a woman out. Once you lead a woman out, you automatically now you degrading her. Now that's making you homosexualized in your mind. And once you get homosexualized in your mind, you start to do it in your practice. You start to practice that shit.
I think they just wanted. I think that one of see the thing is we're men. I mean, naturally we're here to protect the women, and I think that what happened was it just seemed to me that men was like fuck the females. We the man. We're stronger. We could just take over. We don't have to protect y'all. Y'all gonna have to do for us. Fuck that shit. It's almost like they reverse role. You know what I'm saying? It just looked like that to me, and they wanted to do what they want to do. Just like you said, especially when it comes to the Greek, we know what they were. We know how they got down. You know what I'm saying? And I know how a lot of these motherfuckers get down.
Yeah, well, that's personally how I've always looked at it, and I've always described it to people: is the Bible is a chauvinistic book written by males, especially whether it be what color or whatever it is. It was written by a male, and it was written in a concept to make sure that females are looked down upon.
I think
that women was taken. Women was made from the rib of a man, so then it gives them less, validity.
Yeah,
and it's
but
like,
they can
well,
do
I don't
things
believe
that
in
we
that. I
can't.
believe that females are the actual ones that we come from, and I believe that if there is a higher entity, it's a female, and that's probably why we can't reach, or speak to this higher power, is because we're taught to, it's a man or of some sort. We're taught that it's male, or Massachusetts.
We're looking for the wrong. We're looking in the wrong direction. Just like that's the same thing. That's just like when they say, look up at the sky and shit. You might see some shit. Nah, look with your own eyes right in front of you. That's all you got to do. Because as long as we've been looking up at the sky for how many decades now? We haven't seen shit. We haven't seen nothing, man. We got a moon that has less gravitational pull than the Earth, but for some magical way, all the meteors are getting sucked up and getting hit in the moon. I would think logically that if the Earth is bigger and have a stronger gravitational pull, wouldn't meteors or asteroids attract to the Earth instead of the moon? Or is the moon like a ping pong
a deflected
ball?
beam?
Yeah, every time a meteor or asteroid comes, the moon just shifts right in front of it. It's like our shield. The moon is shielding the Earth.
Somebody try to tell me that the moon is blocking the Earth when the meteors hit it.
Yo, listen. But
I don't believe that either.
Hold up. So y'all saying that is hold up. All right. So the moon has an unordinary amount of meteors hit it, or y'all judging that by the craters on the moon?
I'm judging
I don't
by
believe
what they're
that.
saying.
I don't believe that the moon has been hit by as many meteors or even any meteors.
That's what Google says.
I don't believe what they say. I don't believe what they tell us about the moon. I believe that we are in a minute existence, and this Earth is probably only, if I'm to speculate, only about 10,000 years old, and we're very fresh, so it's easily manipulable if you're the ones writing the history books.
Hold on. You saying that you think that the Earth only go back 10,000 years?
There is no evidence.
You know what? I would tell you. You know what? I would say this right here. I would say this, that I would agree with that on the guys that history is a cultivation of people, places, times, event, and literature. And 10,000 years ago, BCE is when Africans first started writing. So I would say that when they first started writing, that is when history started, 10,000 years ago. But for you to say that the planet only was here for 10,000 years, then I would have to disagree.
I would agree with that. I would agree with what you just said just then. Yeah, in that concept is literature, is the concept of indoctrination, which is literature, is teaching somebody else your beliefs. That only originated about 10,000 years ago, and we've been living off that ever since. And whoever gets to write the history books are able to determine the future, and that's what we're living off right now. So I'd understand that concept. It might be longer than 10,000 years that this Earth existed, but we're living off a 10,000 year parallel where people are being indoctrinated to somebody else's beliefs based on this 10,000 year concept, where whoever made this literature, this language that we're able to communicate with, where we're able to pass on information, that is easily controlled, and by that easily being controlled, that's how we're manipulated.
I don't know. I think that I don't know how old the Earth is. To be honest, I don't know. You know, they say 1,000 years. Some say 1,000,000. Some say they found bones 30 million years. Man, I don't know, because these people lie about so much crap. This Earth could be a few thousand years old, and that's it. And they could just say, "Oh, look, we found some broken up rock. So it got to be 1,000,000 years ago when it was written, or 10,000. We don't know. They could be telling us any damn thing. I mean, I'm quite sure you can look at something and say, okay, that looks old. You know what I'm saying? But we don't know. We can't really have concrete evidence of the age of anything because they lie too much. They just
I got some info on that one. They say carbon dating dates it back more than 10,000 years old, so that's one thing. But they also say with the ancients and with some people nowadays, philosophers, they say that time exists within itself, and we don't really understand the whole concept of time. So it's like us saying that years ago, it's not really what it's supposed to be. You feel me?
Yeah.
Wow.
But I mean, like I say, man, like when it comes to like information, you got to be really careful, man. You just have to. You know, it's so much disinformation out there, man. I didn't think it was gonna be like this tough. You know what I'm saying? When it came to like the flat Earth or whatever, and a lot of other topics as well. I didn't think it was gonna be too tough, but it's a lot of disinformation out there. You have to weed out a lot of this crap, man. These folks out here playing for keep, like for real. They are out here playing for keep. And you know, as a youngster, I didn't think. I always knew, like I said, when I was young, I always knew something was a little off, but I didn't know it was like to this extent. Like I had no idea what this world was like, man. I don't even think I could have imagined it was this bad, even as a kid, you know, growing up or whatever. But man, it's crazy. It's crazy.
You know, the best way to fact check information is to actually like go to like different countries and see if they say the same shit. Like it's basically like it's like going to a school, and if somebody in a different class says the same thing about this person, then that shit is true. You feel me? Because they probably seen it and you wasn't there that day. So it's like if you go to a different country and they almost have like almost the same storyline, and you could go to a different country and match it up, then it's almost the same shit. And you gotta like pick through it little by little, man. But you gotta go through it little by little with a fine-tooth comb and find shit. And you gotta like see like, oh, this is some bullshit right here. Oh no, this may be true, but then you gotta add up this and that and that. Nah, you gotta like really fact check everything. And you got to go different places to fact check. You can't just go to Google and be like, word.
Yeah, when you talk about that though, that's when I instantly think about the Cain and Abel concept, and when I talk about that, it means that Cain is represented as a bear and a bull is represented as a bull, and that's used in the stock market. The stock market is run off the bulls and the bears concepts. And that's when I look at the Bible and I'm like, well, did they write the Bible in a way where they're able to determine what stocks and whatnot, what material is able to profit people at the particular time and what's not, and they do that based on certain concepts, and the concepts they have are based on the books that they've written.
Everybody, they walk themselves into their history.
Up on the stock market.
When you don't got history, when you don't have a history, you write up a history and walk yourself into it. Let's go back to what I was talking about with the Greeks and they coming into learning how to write. But I got a question about gravity. I got a flat Earth question about gravity. I really wish that we talked about the Pizzagate a little more. But the flat Earth question about gravity is, how do we stay stuck to the planet? I don't know. Do some of y'all believe in gravity? I don't.
Nah, I don't believe in gravity.
Flat Earth things are saying there's no gravity.
You're not stuck on a plane.
If I can explain, I don't believe in gravity. If we look at what's his name, Way's picture right there, if we see the concept of how the land is laid out, I think that the sun and the moon revolve around us, and it's centripetal and centrifugal force that's pushing down upon us or pulling, but it's pushing and pulling, and they're also pushing and pulling. It's like a magnetic force that they're pushing and pulling against each other and whatnot, and that's what we're experiencing. We're living underneath that, and that's how we're experiencing it. Other people say density and whatnot. I believe it's centrifugal and centripetal forces by the two balls that are spinning, or whatever they may be, whatever the two objects that are spinning about above us, the sun and the moon, I believe they cause centrifugal and centripetal force, and that's what we're experiencing. I don't believe it as gravity.
And so that pushes us and so you mean that pushes us to the ground?
I believe that we experience a pressure from that. Yeah.
And kind of like a helicopter, basically.
So
I'm gonna just keep it simple.
Yeah, similar.
Why do we need?
Think about it in a more controlled substance where you're a minute little subject compared to the balls that are spinning above, or whatever it is, the objects that are spinning above. You got to think yourself as an ant that's being pushed down upon by these winds that have it's like a whirlpool effect, and we're the aftermath of this whirlpool that's constantly going on.
So
I think it's just density, really. What weighs more is gonna be heavier.
Yeah, that's wrong too.
Butterflies, if gravity was true, how would butterflies fly when the gravity can hold the whole ocean in, but yet a butterfly take off?
If you want to disprove gravity, please.
the air in their wings.
You don't have to disprove something that haven't even been proven. But what I was gonna say,
well, that's that. I would agree right there, because how it goes is the word proof is to if you're gonna make an outstanding claim, the burden of proof falls on you. So to say that we're on a round ball, that means that.
Wait. Hold on 1 second. Wait 1 second. All right. You're saying someone's making a what was that? What kind of what was that?
Claim. Well, that's what it is. That's in scientific.
I just needed the word. I just wanted to make sure that I had it right.
Yeah.
So you're stating that that the gravity is an outstanding
claim.
Hold on. Listen. Is an outstanding claim. But let me finish.
You have to let people finish, man.
Since you say that the law of gravity is an outstanding claim, but just now when I asked about gravity under the model of a flat Earth, I am now getting 3 separate understandings of how we stay to the Earth. I don't think that the law of gravity is the outstanding claim. I think the law of gravity is the standing claim, and anything contradictory to that is the outstanding claim, and that needs to have evidence to back things up.
No, where I'd interject is every single claim, even my claim or the other claim of density and whatever that third may have been, they're all outstanding claims and they all deserve the same burden of proof. So if you're going to claim gravity is done by whatever it is, Newton's law of whatever it happens to be, ifs and whats and but ifs, then that also deserves the scrutiny of the burden of proof, as well as my claim of centrifugal and centripetal force or the density, and they all deserve the same scrutiny.
You're starting to really piss the people off in the audience, my brother. You are really starting to. I don't know what it is. I don't know if they don't like you, but you're starting to really piss people off. They're asking you to please let people finish. When my audience is asking you to let people finish, that's a problem. That's actually a problem for me, because my audience know how I am. I do not run my channel. I don't know what kind of channels you go to, but I'm only going to tell you this one last time, man. We don't do that here. I don't know what type of people you've been around. I don't know what type of YouTubers or hangouts you done been in. We do not do that here. I'm telling you, and I want this to sink in your head. This is not your average podcast or live stream. We're not the argumentative. We don't do that here, man. And if I'm telling you, you're upsetting the audience.
I'm just responding to people.
I know. No, you're cutting people off. I'm not picking. Listen to me. I'm not picking on you. Look at the chat.
Well, I'm just responding. Well, the chat are full of trolls, man. I don't look at the chat.
No. I'm looking at people that I know. People that are my mods. My moderators are saying, please let him finish. They're asking. They're begging you. When you cut somebody off, they're begging you to be quiet so they can hear what he have to say. You have cut me off too, though.
I'm responding. I don't mean to be rude, but I'm just responding to people, man. I don't pay attention to the chat. I'm just paying attention to the hangout, because the trolls hang out in the chat, so I don't respond to the chat. Okay. I respond to the people that are able to come on here and have a discussion.
Can I reply to that statement? to his statement.
Because I forgot what I was going to even say. Let me say this right quick. Have anybody heard about the recently, like, two suns? People are recording like two suns or something. Have y'all heard about that?
Yeah.
So I seen one guy, he said it was just the moon and the chemtrails turned the orange or some shit. I don't know. But I just wanted to throw that out.
Yeah, but back to the gravity joint, though. How do you explain birds flying in the air? You feel me? How do you explain boats not sinking, big ass container ships not sinking in the ocean while it's traveling? You know what I mean?
My bad. I don't mean to cut him off. For the person that asked the question about gravity, who was it?
That's me.
All right. Listen, do you believe in gravity?
Do I believe? No, I understand gravity. I don't believe in it.
Laws of it, basically.
I don't believe in gravity. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I witness gravity, and it's happening to me every day all around me.
All right, so let me ask you now. So do you believe the Earth is round?
The Earth is round. From all the evidence that I've collected, I would say that I've drawn that conclusion that the Earth is round.
Okay, so let me ask you this now. So basically, you would believe that if the Earth was flat and you was to walk off of the edge of the Earth, you would fall off of it.
No, I don't know if I'll fall off the edge, because some people say that there's not an edge, that there's more land after whatever is called the edge. So I don't know. That's why I ask. That's why I'm really here to ask the questions, because I hear people talk about this, but I get so many different things that I can't get away from what's standing already. If I'm I hear 4 or 5 different concepts of what the other thing is. You understand? So I don't know about walking off the edge and falling. I don't think I would fall according to the map right there on the screen.
So you think that? So you think the world is round? I mean, so you believe that we're traveling what is 90-something thousand miles through the galaxy? You believe that?
Spinning at 1,000 miles an hour.
No. No, through the galaxy, not spinning, not circling. I'm talking about through the.
No, I can't. I don't really. I'm gonna say this. I don't really have a grasp and understanding of us moving through the galaxy like that. I would say that we could be moving through the galaxy like that, but that's not something that I could debate right now. I would stay smaller, into the things that more that I could debate. I couldn't debate that right now, whether or not we travel through the
respect, brother. Ain't no problem. Yeah, but that's the thing. I try to get people to understand. Like, when I thought about it, the 1,043 miles per hour. Okay, that's one thing. But 90,
lost service. Yeah, my bad. I lost service. Sorry about that.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah, but in the same sense, that would mean that every single planet would have to be trajectory. Their trajectory in this universe would have to be the same as, in comparison to ours, the same, because we see the same stars and the same planets, same rotations, so they would have to be at the same trajectories as ours.
I wasn't even finished. You know what? I'm gonna just let y'all talk. I'm done for the day. Y'all take over the panel, because apparently I can't even speak on my own fucking show.
Nah, Dred.
My bad, boy. My bad, man.
I'm done. Y'all go ahead, man.
My bad.
Nah, Dred, yo, no.
I can't do it no more, man. I just got good into my sentence.
Working on that, yo. You supposed to be saying you don't work on that, B.
Cut me right off, man. Again.
I know that you're angry with me, man.
I'm not angry. I shouldn't have to repeat myself. I mean, come on, dude. I don't even talk to my kids that many times. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, why do I have to talk to an adult more times than I have to talk to my own children? This don't make no sense,
I can't interject. That's like in an intellectual discussion where there's
like a really serious point.
Talking. There's 6 people talking, man, and you're saying that I can't interject. That's what you're saying.
Ain't nobody else cut me off but you. What are you talking about? Don't be trying to deflect the shit on everybody else. Nobody else cut me off but your ass.
A4, listen, A4. Why don't you actually give a chance for people to finish what they're saying? You don't give anyone a chance to finish. All you're trying to do is lead the conversation. Now, Dred was trying to make his point, but you butted in and you stopped him and totally threw him from the track. It's a tactic.
He had said he wasn't aware of
time and time again.
I think Adam was justified in coming in there because the speaker had said he wasn't aware of all the speeds that were associated with the spinning ball.
There we go.
I didn't say that. That wasn't me talking.
Yeah, you did. No, I did not. No, I didn't. About you. Man, you did. And try to interject and try to say the correct equations that have being taught to us.
Let me make sure I got.
Let
me make sure I kick the right motherfucker out.
Book. What are you talking about,
Let me make sure I kick the right person out. Who said that stupid shit?
The meme, the one with the meme.
Okay, that's to me with the sun.
Who's with the meme? I'm not tolerating. Listen, my toleration is 0 today. Who said that stupid shit that and blank said I didn't know how fast?
I did. That's okay. You asked the question.
I didn't answer. No. I didn't ask shit. I was trying to make a fucking statement. Get your shit together.
Will you relax?
No. You're on my platform. Don't tell me what to do.
Well, I'm just saying you.
No, all right. You got me mixed up. I know black people sound alike, but don't come here acting stupid. That wasn't me. That was somebody else talking. You fucking prick.
Well, I'm sorry, man. It's not that. It
is that because you accused me of saying something, and it was the other black guy. It wasn't this black guy. It was the other black guy. So now you're getting us confused.
Okay, hang on. Okay, I apologize.
Jesus fucking Christ, man.
Okay, man. Listen, all I'm saying is on the box at the corner here, there's only one box being lit up, so I assumed it was the same speaker. My apologies. Okay, sorry about that.
Did anybody heard when the guy? What's your name? The globe guy.
That's me,
Peter.
That's me.
That's okay. Remember what's the last thing you heard me say when you told me you don't know too much about the speeds and all that? I said I don't worry about it, brother. I said that's cool, and then I started talking, and then they said, "No, you Big Dread, you said you didn't understand. How the fuck did you mix me up with him?"
Sorry, buddy. Sorry, my mistake.
God damn! Now let me try to get to my fucking statement and not a question. Okay, so they claim that we flying through the galaxy at 93,000 miles per hour. Now they claim that we rotate at 1,043 miles per hour. But my problem is, while we're worrying about rotating at 1,000 miles, why the fuck we ain't flying at 93,000 miles per hour? Shouldn't that be a more of a concern or a more proper question? We're worried about 1,000 miles. Fuck that. We're flying at 93,000 and gravity is still keeping us on the ball? That's the statement I want to make.
Let me fill in just roughly the exact speeds, just briefly. 1,000 miles per hour around itself, the ball is spinning. 60,000 miles an hour around the central sun. Roughly about 500,000 miles an hour that the sun itself is supposed to be spinning around the central core of the galaxy. So these are just outside of the galaxy speed.
Not spinning around the central core.
Come on, man.
Let him finish, bro. Let him finish, please.
You just did it again, man. Stop. Please.
If you're going to talk about the heliocentric universe, then you've got to correct it. The sun is speeding towards something else.
You can correct him when he fucking finished, dude. What the fuck is your problem? Now I'm fucking mad now, okay? You can correct anybody you want. You have the freedom to do that. But let them finish first. Jesus Christ. Now I'm saying Jesus Christ. I'm about to wrap this shit up for real, man. This is pissing me. He has no respect for nobody. He want to be right. He want to take over. If you want to, if you want to take over a podcast, create your own. And you can do whatever the hell you want to do.
Correct him when he finished, dude. What the fuck is your problem?
Damn, somebody replaying it? I love it.
Hey, you can see yourself raging.
Yeah, raging because I'm dealing with a child.
No, because you're dealing with somebody that wants to interject.
Interject every fucking 2 seconds.
Well, when he said that was where we're doing certain things, and then I had to try and say to Pete Shea,
stop back and forth, man. Let's get this shit together, man. Let's just talk about some real shit.
Okay. No,
you don't say anything about the people that interject when I'm talking. Yeah, there we go. So
no, because you don't. You know what? This is gonna be the last time, yo, because you don't give a fuck about my audience. That's the problem.
Self-control.
What he said?
Fuck the audience. Fuck the audience, right?
Yeah, we know. I mean, I'm not gonna let him. I'm not gonna let him get me. He want me to rage because he ain't nothing but a shield any motherfucking way. Agent any fucking.
I'm starting to think that too.
You saw how quick he turned off the pedophile shit. You saw how fast he. You saw how fast he changed. You saw how fast he changed. Did you see how fast we talked about the Pizzagate? He tried to
I'm
change
willing
the
to speak about the Pizzagate if you want.
He tried to take us to a
You're
different.
supposed
He just
to.
tried
No,
to.
I'm talking to you serious, dude. We can
Man, shut
talk
the
about
shut. You
Pizzagate
unless
if you
you're a
want.
pedophile your damn self because you
Talk
tried to
about
change the
Pizzagate.
subject really
We can
fucking
talk about the
fast.
Pizzagate
Unless
if
you're a
you want. You're
pedophile
fucking
yourself,
correct.
you must be a pedophile yourself because as soon as we brought it up, you wanted to talk about something else. So don't come here with that shield agent pedophile shit. You want to get personal? We can take it down. And everybody heard what you did. And if anybody don't believe me, rewind the video feed that you're watching right now. Soon we started talking about the Pizzagate. The only person interjecting and want to change the subject was the same guy that don't want nobody to talk. He keep talking about the truth this and the truth that. Well, how the fuck you gonna be about the truth when we're talking about children who are being taken advantage of, but you don't want to talk about that. You want to continue talking about some other shit. So you can take your shield agent pedophile ass off my goddamn live stream. Could you do that for me? Fuck out of here,
We can talk
dude.
about Pizzagate all you want, man. I'm willing to have an intellectual discussion
I ain't got nothing else to say to you because now I already believe what you are, and I don't talk to pedos, so don't say nothing else to me.
There we go. You're the one that's trying to fucking push it on. You want to call him fucking? You're the one that
crazy. That was crazy.
I tried to be dog. I tried to be respectable, but that did piss me off when he did that. And you pointed it out, my nigga, and I'm glad you did that. Because at first he almost got away with it. I was like, yo, he did change the subject really fucking fast. Soon we jumped into that's important. I got fuck you. I got kids myself.
No. Let's talk about this. Because you want to talk about Alex Jones being a shield, and then you want to talk about Pizzagate in the next breath.
All right? Fuck you. I got daughters, motherfucker. That's important
Yeah, so
to
do
me.
I.
Man, apparently you don't.
So do I.
Apparently you don't. Apparently you don't.
So do I.
Well, you must be don't give a fuck about him, man. You must be don't give a fuck about him or whatever.
All right, if you want to talk about that shit, then let's talk about it. But
don't talk to me no more.
What are we going to get to? Alex Jones?
Oh, no, I'm good. I'm good.
You're good. You want to fucking talk about Alex Jones being a shield, and then you want to talk about Pizzagate, and you want to talk about where it actually come from.
I'm good.
Where's the real story? What are you actually talking about?
You didn't want to talk about it when we brought it up, and now you got called out. Now you want to talk about it? No, bro. You're agent, man. You're agent, bro. This is what you came to do.
Oh, yeah, I'm an agent. I'm an agent. You want to talk about... No. Me and you. One stop.
Of course.
There we go. So you won't even fucking have a conversation.
Let's get back on the topic that we was talking about without this dude, because all he's doing, don't interject. We don't need your input at all, brother. You trying to steer us the opposite direction of what we're trying to build, and you've been doing that all day. So we don't need no information.
Oh, dang, it's not time for me.
No, I told you, we don't need none of your input no more, man. You're a shield, you're an agent, and a pedo. So we good.
There we go. So
we good.
Trying to defame me over nothing.
We good.
What have I ever done to you?
We good.
What? Because I didn't talk about Pizzagate?
No, you came in. First of all, you disrespected somebody.
What the fuck is Pizzagate? But what Pizzagate?
Hold on. First of all, is this your platform?
Pizzagate.
Is this your platform? Is this your YouTube channel?
I'm willing to listen. I've been sitting
to
have a discussion, willing to have a conversation, all right, about whatever you want to have a discussion about.
Is this your platform? Yes or no?
Let's talk about Pizzagate. But then you fucking sit there and you want to talk about Alex Jones. Well, who is the creator of this Pizzagate conspiracy shit?
Is this your platform?
Are you going to actually get to any type of truth?
You're still trying to sell that propaganda agent shit on somebody else's channel. Look at you. You just got it. How much they paid? How much they paid? Because you're trying very hard. How much they gave you, bro? I hope it was worth it. I hope every dollar was worth it.
I'm trying to have a conversation.
Every dollar was worth it.
Going on now.
Whatever, man. Is this your platform or not?
I'm trying to wait for you to make the topic. Is it supposed to be Pizzagate?
Is this your YouTube channel, man? Or is this mine?
It's yours, but you're supposed to be talking about Pizzagate now. Out of everything, you're supposed to be talking about Pizzagate.
When did you give me my platform back? Because you had it ever since we started. I just want to know, when did you give it back to me? Because nobody called.
Ever since you started, ever since I joined.
Let me check my messages on my cell phone. Maybe somebody.
It's not my fault that I have more of a voice than you.
Let me see. How?
Yo, Dre, he texted you.
Let me see if he texted to me. Yeah, he might have texted me.
Don't get upset that some white little boy is going to contradict you.
No, it's the.
Don't get upset that some white boy is going to contradict you.
I got a bad.
That's all you're upset on. You're going to try and name call me when some little white boy is fucking contradicted you.
the satellite blocked out my signal or something.
Stop trying to play the victim, man. Stop playing the victim. Stop playing the victim. Talking about some white boy. Stop playing the victim, man. Nobody like people playing the victim.
Bullshit. When
you tell black people all the time. You tell black people all the time, don't play the victim. Now you playing the victim, man. Don't play the victim.
I've got daughters. He wants to sit there and call me a fucking pedophile when you want to talk about Pizzagate.
Hold on.
Oh, go ahead.
This is what I'm gonna do, right? Nobody say nothing. Let's see what he do now.
Talk about Pizzagate then. If you want to talk about Pizzagate, talk about Pizzagate.
Oh shit!
What's it gonna really? There we go. What's it gonna accomplish? What ends to what mean are you talking about here? Pizzagate. It was a conspiracy or some shit that the media popped up and said that there's a whole bunch of people that are fucking using certain symbols and whatnot in pizza companies to like get pedophile rings in fucking stores. What are we talking about? Talk about it then.
That's help.
He can't help it. That money good, boy. They paid him good. They paid him good, man. God,
you see that shit he was...
Yeah, he just was ranting about some agent shit. I don't understand agent talk. I'm sorry, brother. You lost me with the agent talk. Speak plain English. Speak plain.
All right,
that was funny.
One stop. Whatever you want to call yourself. What is Pizzagate then? Explain it.
I don't know who you are. I don't know what you're doing here. But don't talk to me.
There we go. See, I'm trying to talk to you about Pizzagate, and then you misdirect it.
You disrespected everybody on the panel, man. Nobody wants.
I don't care about respect, dude. I'm not here to earn respect. I'm here to find the truth.
Say anything about earn respect, dumbass.
Your name.
Be a fucking
dude, your name. You know how I find you? Because your name is You've Been Exposed.
Oh my
all right?
God.
So I like to find out who's being exposed.
Oh my God. Do you have a YouTube channel? You need to go to it.
Yeah, I do.
Go to it. Go to it. You can do whatever you want over there.
Yeah.
How about you explain Pizzagate then?
Why? You didn't want to talk about it, agent.
You said it. Pizzagate just a bunch of this and that.
He was really
defending that shit.
The guy type dude.
The only person would defend Pizzagate is a fucking pedophile. So
I'm not
shut
trying to
the
defend
fuck up.
Pizzagate. I'm trying to
Listen,
say
man, everybody heard you. Everybody heard your pedophile ass.
Explain.
I'm done.
See, there we go.
Explain what?
Say
it
again when you're the one that's probably molesting your fucking children. You're the one that's probably molesting your children. You want to fucking sit there and call me fucking names? I've got fucking daughters too, cunt.
You defended it.
All right, so explain Pizzagate then. It's a bunch of fucking shit. Explain it.
Yeah, you heard him. He still defended.
So we can't explain it. You already had a preconceived notion of what it was, and you told us already, and Dread played it back. So there's no reason to explain something to somebody who already know what it is. That means you ain't gonna be open to any of the concepts that people give you, man. So I don't know why you keep going on and on. You need to just fall back, be quiet for about 5 or 10 minutes, listen to everybody else conversate, and then try to get back in cordially. And stop playing the white boy victim card too, man. I don't like that, man. Being black, man, hearing a white man play victim, man, you ain't using your white skin right, man. Don't do that.
Well, considering the whole panel is full of black guys that are going to sit there and try and say like fucking, I'm trying to dismiss Pizzagate. No, listen. There we go. Like you fuck, well, you won't even let me speak. Considering there's a whole bunch of black guys that are going to sit there and fucking say that I'm defending Pizzagate when I'm just trying to sit there and fathom what they're actually trying to talk about.
Bro. Just beat it, B.
Yeah, you got to leave, man. Just go.
What are you trying to talk about? Pizzagate.
We're talking about nothing no more.
And this is by social media, whether it be YouTube, whether it be Facebook, whether it be any media fucking source.
What you know about video games? We about to talk about video games. So what's your knowledge on video games?
There we go. Now who's the misdirecting from the fucking conversation? Now you want to say that I was fucking trying to sway off the topic.
You do know I'm a fucking gamer, right, dumbass? Now you just what the fucking? You see how you just assume? You do understand I'm a gamer, right? I come from the gaming community, you jackass.
Yeah, I come from the gaming community too. I know the troll noob and fucking.
So what you know about video games? So what you know about video games then?
I know a lot about video games.
Okay,
what are you talking about?
What's your favorite video game?
My favorite video game is Halo.
Halo. Oh my god.
Halo.
Dog shit. Dog shit.
See, there we go, man.
Halo
You're probably a
is
Call
dog
of Duty
shit.
player. Sorry.
You're
probably Call of Duty, man. You're probably Call of Duty. It's not my fault. We disagree. See? There we go. You're on video games and you want to talk about Call of Duty or some shit.
I can talk about whatever I want to. It's my platform. What are you talking about? See, again.
I mean, what's your favorite video?
Why you keep acting like this shit is his platform? I don't understand why the fuck you keep
You're asking me questions. I'm just responding to your questions.
No, you're not responding. You're taking over. But anyway, I'm about to wrap this. I'm about to wrap shit up anyway because I can't deal with him. I'm gonna just wrap this shit up.
You're about to wrap shit up because you can't handle the fact that I'm schooling your ass.
School how? And what aspect? What's
your favorite video game? You just asked me that question. I'm gonna ask you the same question. What's your favorite video game?
You just said you schooled me, but you defended
well, there we go. Let's answer the question then. Answer the question.
You defended pedophiles. I'm not finna talk.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I didn't want to talk about Pizzagate because in my eyes, it's a bunch of fucking bullshit that's never gonna get nowhere.
Yeah, that's true words of a fucking rapist.
How is it? What the fuck are you talking about? You're
true words of a fucking rapist.
You're talking about Pizzagate. It's a bunch of symbolism that you send certain things through, then you're gonna get fucking children sent to your house or some shit. I've watched the videos, dude. I've watched the videos.
Oh my god! Fuck the videos.
You can either respond or you can keep on going on with gibberish.
Hold on. So you saying that shit is not real? Fuck the Pizzagate. Fuck the video. So you telling me that kids are not being kidnapped, right? So you saying that
how the fuck am I supposed to know if it's real?
Give Adam a few minutes to give you his point of view on Pizza.
Hey, look here.
There we go. See, there we go. Thank you, Pete. Thank you, Pete. How the there we go. Please, just stop.
Hey, I'm about to close out this hangout, right? I'm gonna send y'all the links. I'm gonna send y'all the links directly.
How am I supposed to know what Pizzagate is?
Y'all, what I just said? I'm about to close this Google Hangout out, right? I'm about to end this Google Hangout. I'm gonna send each one of y'all individuals the links so y'all can join back in the Hangout. I'm not for to stop my shit because some pedophile wanted to defend some nasty sick shit like that.
I'm not fucking defending anything.
I'm out. Bye. So I'm gonna go ahead and restart my Hangout, and I'm not dealing with them fuck boys no more. And that's it. That's it, man. I can't do it, man. They got me fucked up, man. Okay, let me. Well, anyway, I don't know. They still in the Hangout, so I'm not gonna send it out. I'll wait till I see them leave. Cause I can still see the goddamn thing, man. This dude talking about he schooled us. I want to know how the hell he schooled us on what? How can you school us when you claim you're a flat earther? But we wasn't even talking about flat earth. We talk about something that's important. I don't give a fuck about Pizzagate and all that. I know for a fact that children are being sold for real. Fuck what they calling it. They're being sold for real. You understand where I'm coming from? So I already know what it is. So he wanted to. I never seen nobody defend fucking pedophile shit. I never seen no shit like that before. Who the fuck does that? Come on, man. I'm not for to be calm. I'm not for to hold no conversation with anybody that defends some shit like that. I'm good, man. But anyway, back to flat earth. And it seems like their main agenda is to piss me off. So they can say, ooh, see, he's an angry flat earth. I'm good, man. I'm not for to be. I'm trying so hard to have an open panel. Now I'm starting to see why. I'm starting to kind of see why they don't do it. Because people like that, man, nobody got time for that, man. Hold on, let me check my message. Oh, okay, here we go. What's the link? Hold on, I'm going to send it to you. Hold on. It got to be a way to, new conversation. Hold on, Wave. I got you, brother. I think I got an edge. Oh, what's up? Here we go. I'm about to see. There you go. See, we could do it like this, man. What's good, brother?
What up?
Yeah, I had to get up out of there.
Oh man, that dude, you couldn't just kick him off the joint.
Nah, I couldn't, cause hold on, I could do it now though. I could kick it like a person off now. So if I invite them to this one, so if they join this one, their ass getting a probe and a boot in their a probe and a boot in their ass, man. Hold on, let me see how much I need to fix the screen. Hold on. So people can see the actual Hangout.
That shit got a delay on it, motherfucker.
They were saying I need to make the box. I'm gonna have another background for y'all, man. So the panel will be a lot larger. so y'all can see it a lot. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can actually see the panel. I ain't know it was that small to y'all, but yeah, that's. Hold on, let me. Okay, if I send a link now, we should be good to go. I can't believe this idiot, man. He was like, "Yo, you just want to kick me out because I schooled your ass." I'm like, "School what? What are you talking about?"
Right, you wasn't talking. You just going on and on about nothing, though.
That dude is on some crazy, wild shit, man.
Like it was MI5.
That motherfucker went to defending pedophile shit. Everything he was talking about was on some agent shit. You know, it's like he wanted to, like, I don't know, man. Maybe he did that on purpose. And he like, I got my own channel. Well, go to it. Go to it, my brother. You should, the way you talking, you should be doing pretty well over on that end.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Why are you coming over on this measly little channel I got? For what? You know what I'm saying? I got our people out there support us. We doing our thing over here. You know what I'm saying? They even respect our goddamn opinions. At least our opinions are worth better than what you claim you did research on. You know, you want to come over here and stir up shit. But it's all good, man. Shout out to, we got damn near 130 motherfuckers. They peaked at like 140 something. We good over here, man. He want to come over. That's only, I bet you any amount of money he wouldn't have joined. There was just 2 people watching. He said, 100 and some people. Oh, it's popping. Let me get my name out there. He won't get his name out here no more. Cause now I got the hangout that I can boot a bitch ass out of. So I couldn't kick his dumb ass out the other one. So I'll post it back. I'll post the link back out there. Cause now I can kick bitches out. Let's go. I'm ready to eject. Soon as if he even join in, I'm ejecting him right away. Man, no, I ain't gonna eject him. I'ma ban him. My block is dumb ass. Come over. I bet you any amount of money he wouldn't join. Mute your mic, Mick. Mute your, what's your name, man? Won't get his name out here no more. Cause now I got the hangout that I can boot a bitch ass. Yo, Mick, mute your mic or I'ma kick you. So I'll post it back. I mean, not your mic. Mute your the video or I'ma kick you, man. Oh well, I didn't have to. I'm waiting on the trolls now. Bring your ass in here, cause that'll give me the opportunity to ban him. And once I ban him, he won't be able to come on my channel at all. Period. Let alone join hangouts. He won't be able to even chat. So bring
he's still talking on that other channel, man, or the other hangout.
I don't know. I don't care. I hope he come in here so I can ban his ass. That way I don't got to worry about him ever joining my hangouts no more. He won't be able to type in the chat no more. He'll be banned completely from the channel. So I hope he bring his dumb ass back in. But anyway, where was we?
Red, you were waiting.
Oh shit.
Say it again.
You were waiting. I couldn't believe it. He was such a jerk.
I don't want to be an ass. I try not to be an ass.
You weren't. You gave him so many chances. Dang. I was like ready to kick his ass.
I bet y'all was ready to kick his ass out for me. I'm like,
yeah, y'all. That's why I like mute him or boot him.
I couldn't get a word in edgewise. I felt like I couldn't even say one thing. And you guys are also respectful. I mean, like, you'll stop and, sometimes we'll talk over each other, but all of a sudden it's like, let her, talk. And then you can actually get something out there. A lot of us have valuable things to say and we want to learn. He was just totally distracting.
He took us in a whole different direction.
Yeah.
We went, he stuck to the Bible. He said he wanted to talk about the Bible. It's like, no matter what we talked about, he go right back to the Bible. I'm like, I really want to get back to flat earth. I really want to talk about that. I want to talk about, we didn't even get in a good conversation about gravity yet.
I know, and
go ahead, I'm sorry.
The gravity works. The only Earth model that you need gravity to work is a sphere, because that's the only thing that'll say this is how, we're not falling off the Earth when we're down in Australia, or the other side of the globe. You know what I mean? There's always an upside down.
Right.
What's upper gravity? That's the only model. If you're talking a flat Earth, flat plane, whatever, you don't need that.
Exactly. And that's the point I wanted to make too. I wanted to say that why would you need gravity if we're on a plane? You don't need gravity. You're on a plane.
Buoyancy and everything works on a flat plane, the flat Earth model. And that's what we're here to talk about. And the thing is, he came in as a flat earther, supposedly. He called himself an original flat earther.
No disrespect to nobody, but let me toot my horn for a second. I am the original.